Hey you guys, it's me Natasha Weston and welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel if you are an oldie but a goodie here. Today is Wednesday, January 5th, 2022, so happy new year. As you guys can see, I'm sitting here in my robe. I have my laptop here. I'm doing a little bit of work this morning and I realized that I am going to try harder this year to share more as far as like things that I'm just thinking about in general. I was sitting here this morning drinking my coffee and a Facebook memory came across my screen and I was like, I have a love I have a love-hate thing for Facebook memories because sometimes it just reminds you of stuff that you just don't want to remember. And then other times it really reminds you of how far you've come. And the Facebook memory that came out this morning was from 9 years ago when I was sharing a screen grab. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. I was sharing a screenshot of my computer screen where I was planning to launch a blog, right? This was 9 years ago, y'all. Let me go back. Just give me a second. Let me go back. Okay. On this day, 9 years ago, January 5th, 2013, it was a screenshot. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me try to. It's probably not going to show that well just because of the thing, but it's a screenshot of my computer and it says Table Talk with Toddy coming soon. This was January 5th, 2013. I got 2 likes, no shares. I don't even know if shares was a thing on Facebook back then. But anyway, that was 9 years ago, y'all. 9 years ago to this day, I had just started a blog, right? And I called it Table Talk with Toddy. And at the time, I was really interested. I had just transitioned really out of the whole idea of becoming a fashion stylist and, living in New York and all of that good stuff. And I knew that I had a passion for style and I was obsessed with like red carpets and entertainment and music. And I knew that I wanted to explore that a little bit more. I wasn't sure how that would look for me, but I knew I wanted to explore it. And so I've always been really tech savvy. I've always been a social media, internet geek. And so I was like, okay, I think I was using at the time Tumblr. Tumblr, y'all. Freaking Tumblr. I don't even know if people still use that. But I created an account on Tumblr. I purchased the domain, tabletalkwithtoddy.com. I'm pretty sure my friends weren't purchasing domains in 2013, but I was. I purchased that domain in 2013, and I just started like staying up to date with red carpets, like the BET Awards, Soul Train Awards, the AMAs, and I would just share like my favorite looks and things like that. And I always combined it with like things I had going on in my life. And I just remember like the first time a celebrity freaking shared a blog post of mine, it was Trina Braxton. And then I think Toya Johnson now shared it. And I had an Angela Yee. And like that was a big deal for me. So this was 9 years ago, y'all, that I launched this as a blog. And I put my name on it. I wasn't confident. I didn't know if the blog was going to last. I didn't know if it was going to be something I stuck with. I just knew at that time I had a passion for entertainment and fashion, and I wanted to share it with the world. That's all I knew. I didn't know what the end goal was. I didn't have a bigger picture in mind. I just knew that I saw myself in that space, and I wanted to explore it 9 years ago. So fast forward, it's 2022, and I turned Table Talk with Toddy into a podcast. Obviously, now that's the name of my podcast. But I wanted to share really quick why I feel tapping into the power of just your name and building upon that is so important. And this conversation or this talk could go a million ways today. I'm going to try to keep it streamlined so this video isn't too long. But when I saw that Facebook memory this morning, it made me grateful, and it made me understand the power of the journey, right? I come in contact with people all day, every day who are like, look, I love what you're doing. I've watched your journey. I'm inspired, and I appreciate that. However, I want you to be inspired by my journey, but I also want you to understand the power in your own. And a lot of the reasons why people don't reach a certain level of success, in my opinion, is because they don't even understand the power of their name and the journey that they're on. And so when I started this blog, y'all, I believe I was pregnant. I believe I was pregnant, or had just gotten pregnant or something like that. And I was in a very confused place. Like, I didn't know if this was I didn't know what was going to happen, right? And I think a lot of times we get so caught up in needing to know what the end is. And I feel like there are levels to needing to understand the bigger picture. But in the beginning, when you're just starting out, you're not going to know. And so when I started this blog 9 freaking years ago, first of all, I didn't even know how to blog. I know I was a good writer. I was always good with English, but I didn't know anything about the blogging industry or any of those things. I just knew that if I started, that I could build on it and it could grow into something that I didn't even know what it could grow into. So I started this as a blog, and I just simply shared what I was interested in at the time, right? It was authentic to me. It was true to who I was in that season, and I wanted to share it with the internet. So I blogged for a while, and then one of my first blog posts I remember was simply me sharing information with people who were asking me questions. So at this time, I had already moved back down south. I was living in Greenville, and I worked as a temp at BB&T, which is a bank. And I was the youngest in my department, and people would always ask me, especially the older women, they'd always be like, you come to work every day faithfully, pregnant and all, and you still have this side hustle. How could I start a little side hustle, but I don't have a lot of money? And I was like, well, hell, I didn't either. I still don't. I'm broke. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a blog series on my blog and call it 10 Ways to Start Your Business with $0, right? And so for 10 days, I made a blog post with each point. And then 7 months pregnant, I'm on this call. This is when they used to do conference calls to sell you courses and stuff. I was on a call with Tressa Ozarell Smallwood. Shout out to you, Tressa, and Tiffany Montgomery. They were business partners at the time. And they had a program called, I want to call it I think it was the Bestsellers Project. And so they would do these calls where they would pretty much tell you about the program and sell you on it. And I was one of their ambassadors at the time, where I would get a commission if anybody used my link to sign up for the program. So I'm on this call or whatever, and I remember where I was. I was laying in my mom's bed. I was 7 months pregnant, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to go back to my temp job because they had moved our department. So I'm thinking of all the ways I can make money. And I had this blog, and I did this series that was shared a lot. People seemed to be really interested in it or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to turn that series into a book. And I did, y'all. And I'm going to find a picture and try to insert it in this video of the first proof I got. It was with a company that I wasn't going to make no profit from, but But I wanted to get the book printed. I had a picture of me from my first photo shoot, all of that good stuff. And I got it printed, and I was like, I'm going to write this book. Well, anyway, fast forward. When Tyler was 3 months old, I self-published the book and released it. The book is 62 pages. I was on the news, the local news. I was everywhere. People were crazy about the book. And that launched my brand. That is how I was able to turn a blog, something I was just passionate about at that time, into a book. And now it's into a podcast, because when I wrote the book, people wanted to hear from me more. And I started to realize that I was a personality. Like, people were tapped into my story so much that it allowed me to build a stage for me to speak more about different aspects of my life, about things I was learning, about things I was passionate about. And so when I saw that this morning, it got me to thinking that I think a lot of what you may be struggling with, as far as putting yourself out there and really building a brand that feels really authentic to you, so that you're being true to you, but you're still be able to like build a business around it, is that a lot of people haven't quite figured out how their story connects to their business. So I say all of this to say, if you're just starting out, if you're like, I want to be in the forefront of the things that I'm selling online or offline, but I don't know how to really connect it to, you got to go back and think about how your story connects to your brand. So for me, I was just genuinely interested in fashion, style, entertainment, and I wanted a way to share that with the world. So I started a blog, right? From the blog, it inspired me from questions people were asking me on my 9-to-5 to do a series on. That series in return got traction and people were interested in it, which told me, okay, I could take this a step further, turn it into a book. Now I've started a business. I've created a product that literally came from something that I was passionate about, right? My story connected to the business and essentially that was like the first level of everything that I built over the last decade or so. And so you got to figure out, like, how does your story connect to your business? Because now when I talk to people, now when people hire me to help them launch podcasts, or to help them to create content, or help them with digital campaigns and things like that, I sit back and I literally share with them the same thing I just shared with you, my journey and how I went from a blog to a book to a podcast to now I literally, everything that I experienced in the past decade is my portfolio for now attracting clients to my business. Like, when I tell people these stories, they're like, I want to know more. Let me go get your books. And once they read the book, they're like, okay, this girl knows her stuff. Let me book a consultation with her. Once they book the consultation, oh no, I want her more one-on-one, or I need her behind the scenes. I need her to do this, this, and that. I need her expertise. So I'm not really selling ever. I know how my story at every season of my life connects to the products and services that I sell, which makes my personal brand impactful, because I can be me. Because you can't buy somebody else's story, y'all. You can't buy anyone else's journey. And a lot of people run from that, and they're scared to tap into where they are now to allow that to put them in position to build. And so if that's you, I want to encourage you to figure out where your story connects to what you're selling. And a lot of times it doesn't. You're just launching a business just because it's popular or trending, and that is why people aren't buying. That is why people aren't engaging. And granted, in the beginning, they may not, because they have to build rapport with you. People have to see that you're consistent. People have to see the growth and see that you're putting in the work. But in the beginning, you're going to have to just jump into whatever it is you are genuinely interested in, not what's trending, and watch and see how you be able to build upon that. So I hope this video isn't too long, but I did want to hop on and share that today in real time, because Facebook memories definitely allow you to see like how far you've come. So I want to challenge you to figure out where you are now, or where your story connects to the business that you have built, or your business in general. And that's the starting point. Like, if you take nothing else that I say, start there. And I promise you, it'll be easier to navigate these online streets. So I think that's it for now. I hope this video helped someone. If it did, make sure to share it, comment down below, and yeah, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I'll holler at y'all later. Bye.